Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do another pen project. We're going to turn a Celtic pen out of this gorgeous green acrylic blank. So I'm going to prepare this, get the barrel glued into it and get it mounted on the lathe ready to turn. If you want to see some instruction on how to prepare a blank to turn, please check out my other video on how to prepare a pen blank for turning. Here we are with the blank mounted on the mandrel ready to turn, and I've sharpened my roughing gouge and my skew chisel. And these are the two tools that I'll be using for this pen. So we'll start by roughing it to round with the gouge, and then I'll smooth it off and bring it to the bushings using the skew chisel. The blank is now planed down flush with the bushings, and you'll notice that I used the skew chisel to remove most of the waste. I'm going to use the gouge to make the blank round, and that's because I like turning pens as it's a way to practice with the skew chisel, as it's quite a difficult tool to master. So if you're having trouble with using the skew chisel, try turning a few pens and you'll find that you'll improve with your skew chisel technique. But we're ready now to give this a polish, so I'll start by using some wet and dry paper at 1000 grit before moving on to the micromesh pads starting at 1500 grit, and we'll polish it through to 12,000. purpose of the wet and dry paper with the likes of an acrylic blank is to remove any of the deeper tool marks that might be in it before moving on to the finer grits of the micro mesh. So with those two grits it's now perfectly smooth. The micro mesh now will just polish the acrylic. There you have the finished polished acrylic. My camera sometimes struggles to focus in on things, but you can see the high gloss finish that we have just with polishing the acrylic itself. I don't really see that there's any need to put polish on, although once the pen is assembled you can over time polish it up just to bring the shine back to it. But we're ready to assemble now. Okay, assembling this pen looks to be fairly straightforward, but before I do, I'll just let you have hopefully a better look at this blank. It's got wonderful deep green colours, a lovely crystal effect under the surface as well. This particular mechanism has a green stone in the end of it as well, which matches quite nicely with the blank. So this pen I'm making is actually for my mother. She selected the mechanism and this blank, and I hope she likes how it turns out. She certainly did a good job of picking the right blank for it. But first of all, we take the nib and the end coupler and we screw them together so that as we press this into the barrel we're not going to damage those threads. So we can put this into either end of the barrel, it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to use a hand clamp to do this again. So just put it in a little bit, line it up and just guide it in so that it goes in straight, and slowly press it in. There we go. It's nice as well with this clamp because there's rubber at either end so it doesn't damage the pen parts. But see if this will focus. There we go. We've got a lovely tight fit all the way around this Celtic knot pattern onto the blank. That's come out really nice. Next we want to press the clip assembly into the opposite end. So it just slides in. When you do this sort of thing you can have a look at the blank and decide which part looks the best and which part looks slightly less interesting, and you can put the clip so that it's not going to conceal any of the really interesting figure on the blank. So I'll move it round to there, and it just presses in as well. I was having a bit of difficulty getting this to line up in the large clamp because the clip extends past the clip assembly, so I'm switching to my smaller hand grip. press it in at both ends so that it sits nicely. There we go. That was a bit more challenging, not having a proper pen press. There we go, focus. So I think now that I'm doing these videos, I might have to bite the bullet and spend the money on a pen press, just so that you can see the assembly process a bit better. But it has still worked, and again you can see it's closed up really nicely. A lovely smooth transition between the acrylic onto the pen part. So the antique brass goes really well with the green as well. Next we take our mechanism, we can screw it into the top of the clip assembly. We can screw off the nib, we can put the spring over the ink cartridge and we can slot that in and tighten the nib back on. And this is a twist mechanism pen, so the last part is our end cap, and it slides over the transition just by hand pressing it on, and as we twist that, that is what transitions the ink cartridge in and out. And there we have our finished Celtic pen. I hope you enjoyed watching me make this pen. It came out really nice. I'm excited to give it to my mother and see what she thinks of it. Thanks again for watching, and please subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos, and see you on the next project.